Hey guys, I am Malik back again with another video. In this video, I am gonna walk through how to download and install Kali Linux on your VirtualBox. Well, if you don't know how to install VirtualBox, watch my previous video where I showed how to download and install VirtualBox on your Windows system. Okay, now open your browser and search for Kali Linux download. Here we can see the first link from kali.org. Go ahead and click on this first link. Now here we can see a lot of options. We need to install in VirtualBox, so we need to choose either bare metal or virtual machine. This does not work properly. I used it personally. So go with bare metal. Scroll up a little bit. Here we can see Kali Linux 2022.3 version. If your system is Mac, go with Apple M1, or if your system is Windows, you don't know whether your system type is 64-bit or 32-bit, then go to the search bar and search for cmd and give the command system info. This command basically gives the information related to our system. Scroll up a little bit. Here we can see the system type is 64 based PC, so I am going with 64-bit and click on this download button here, and now it is going to download this ISO file. So I will come back after this is downloaded. Here we can see the Kali Linux 2022.3 version is downloaded in my downloads folder. Open your VirtualBox. Here we can see the new option and it pops up a new window. It is asking for the name. Give it as Kali Linux and the type is automatically selected. Version we need to select is Debian 64 because that is what it is based on, and machine folder leave it as default if you have good space in your C drive. As I have a lot of space in my D drive, I'm going to change that as D drive. Again, if you have good space in your C drive, go with that, no issues, and click on the next button. And here it is asking for the RAM memory size. 2 GB is minimum, but 4 GB is what I recommend because it runs smoother. That's good. Click on next button, and here it is asking for hard disk. Create a virtual hard disk. Now go with that, create hard disk file type, choose VDI VirtualBox disk image. Click on the next button here and go with that dynamically allocated. Click on the next button, and here it is asking for the file location and size. Leave the file location as default. 20 GB is minimum for the size of hard disk, but 40 GB is what I recommend for the size of hard disk. Click on create button, and here we can see the Kali Linux machine on the left side, and now we are going to customize some settings. So click on this settings button. Under general section we are not going to do anything, but under system, over here in the memory section, 4 gigs is what we have selected. If you want to give more in this green space, you can do that. Under process, you only do need one CPU. The more CPUs you have allocated, the more smoother it runs. So I am going to max mine. Inside display, we are gonna max out the video memory. Again, this is gonna make a significant change. It will look smoother on your display. This is very important step under the storage. I'm going to click on this empty button and then the disk image right over here. Choose a disk file, and now we are going to point out the Kali Linux 2022.3 ISO file which we have downloaded, and then click on open and then OK. Now we are ready to start our machine. Click on this Kali Linux in the left hand side and then here on the green color start button. This is going to begin the installation. So we get the menu and we are going to select graphical installation and hit enter on our keyboard. In this installation, I am going to select more default one. If you want to select your region, go with that. Click on continue. Here it is asking for the location, United States, continue. Keyboard, American English, continue. For host name, we are going to leave as default name Kali. Click on continue. Domain name, leave it as blank, continue. I am going to add a username to this configuration. Just give any name. I am going to give CS Malik and click on continue. And I am going to use as username as well, and now click on continue. For the region for your clock, you can select which time zone you are in, and now I'm going to click on continue. We are going to leave as default guided user enter disk, continue. Leave the partition disk as default, continue. All files in one partition recommended for new users, click on continue. Now we are ready to write changes to the disk, so we will click on continue. We are ready to write changes, so we will click on yes and then click on continue. Now this is going to install operating system. This part might take few minutes, so I will come back over in the next step. The default selection below will install Kali Linux with its standard desktop environment default tools. If you want to install other packages, give checkmark in these checkboxes and click on continue. It is going to install the packages which we had selected. Click on S and then continue and select ATA VBox hard disk and then click on continue. Okay, so the installation is now completed. Click on continue to reboot. So we have just booted back up into the operating system. So we are going to enter our username and password here. Now we have successfully installed Kali Linux 2022.3 version in our VirtualBox. And in the coming videos, we are going to learn all of these, and most importantly the terminal, the commands we are going to use in the terminal. And yeah, we will going to explore a lot of things.